so I forgot what the person's name was that was just killed. So I forgot what the person's name was that was just killed by ICE, by like a number of individuals shooting him. And of course, you know, it's I I could be wrong, but I think he wanted to give his life for somebody else. And it's interesting that he did the very thing that Doe suggested could be done. Maybe it's part of I don't know. You know, it's not right for me to really analyze the mind, but I do see it as he was willing to give his life. Well, I think it's I'm not judging him as a person because the next level may be very proud of that soul. To want to help somebody. And I guess he also wanted to make a statement that he has the right to have a weapon. But the problem I have with it is that once you have that, you're stimulating, you're provoking. Now you're saying that if you don't like what they're, that doesn't justify what they did at all, because I'm not the justification of it anyway. But to me, it's very bad, crude, ugly, distorted, manipulative, anti-next level directive of humans not killing humans. It's against that. Guns, TNO felt like guns are against. And that's what handguns are. They're weapons to kill other humans with. So that, I mean, doesn't mean that everybody that does that is a sinner. No, not at all. Doesn't mean that at all at this time and place. To some degree, is that that's fighting fire with fire. That's what humans do. They fight fire with fire. Humans that have been under the influence of the misinformation mind. The misinformation mind. Two kinds of mind, according to TNO. Mind from the next level and mind from the Luciferian, space alien, fallen angel souls. That's all a mouthful, and they didn't talk with all those terms together. They sometimes called Lucifer Lucy, But then Do corrected himself and said that he didn't want to be offensive to somebody who has the name Lucille and maybe, you know, goes by Lucy. And so he corrected himself while he was on the Beyond Human tapes. He was showing his sensitivity for people, not because he was making a show of it, but because he genuinely had it. Is the degree that I feel well, that it has next level mind in it. I mean, obviously, you know, and next level mind looks like things that don't hurt anybody physically or mentally, and are going to be open-minded enough that when they hear something, even if they have a response, you know, that's, you know, jeez, I almost missed it. Yes, I made it. I made my turn. Hallelujah. But they tell you what you must do. They tell you what the right behavior is. They're self-righteous. Self-right to kill and be killed for that cause. And then that human being to actually be a promoter of life, and life in terms of what's next level life is the highest form of life, I think. I mean, as best we can tell. This creation itself, the earth itself, is evidence of what created it, what brought it about, what stimulated it to happen, what grew it, literally grew it, knew how to put planets in motion around suns, just like humans know that they can do now too, with their satellites. I can imagine that they could build a spacecraft that could push a planet somehow fast enough to get into orbit and let it go in a direction that will be in the gravitational orbit of the sun, for instance. And that they could probably even make adjustments to it as they go. So that if this angle isn't really doing it, then, you know, we'll give it a little bit of a, you know, half a degree or whatever in this direction or that direction or any of the directions. The reason humans can do it to the degree that humans do it is because it came from a level above human. The evolutionary, physical, many-membered level above human. Accurate. How is it not accurate? We have a superstitious kind of sense of it. It was like, what? And my brain went like, what? What's that? Now I think Kathy went through that too. And it shows that what I've known all along in general, how much spirituality is a part of this package. And the more you get into it, and the more you see it being played out, consistent with itself, yet always bringing new ideas into everything, the more you see that, the more you, I'm talking about you meaning all of us, the more you know that it's real, the most real thing you can actually put your finger on. Totally trustworthy, because they don't tell you anything to get you to do something. They tell you the thing that, well, no, that's not true. That's not true. Let me back up on that. They do tell you things to get you to do something. That's true. They say, you should not kill other humans. Humans should not kill humans. Period. And then they even, in case there would be some misunderstanding about that, they even gave a whole bunch of different circumstances that would have a penalty. They're gonna do everything they can do to not have to kill somebody else. Look at the direction that the things are going. Now, I still want to see evidence of well, I have to wait, because sometimes the first thing you hear is, I don't know. I mean, I did hear about that some Haitians were held at the border. Maybe they were yelling. Maybe they were trying to get attention so that they would be set free. Maybe they were crying. I think it's criminal to do that to people. But that has been normalized. It's just that we haven't seen it from the ground in a long time. I guess since the Civil War, I guess. Whoops, what am I doing? No, I want to stay here. This is exactly what Tiendo said would happen. That time in order to allow other things to take place that the next level had in mind for the civilization. Yes, they do. They wipe civilizations out. They do. And they salvage, if you come to believe don't make sense, it could be an older member, could be the return of the previous older members taking over a human. I mean, why not? Why couldn't it be him? You see, but it's one of the hardest things to consider for somebody that was raised with the misinformation mind. The misinformation mind says that everything is within you. And it's true, and yet it's ignoring the fact that there's a whole lot beyond, way beyond what's within any one of us. It's like saying, and it's all in stages, all in degrees, all in doing what we desire to do, whatever it is. We can take the list of major and minor offenses. Well, actually, it was the major offenses and the not minor, the lesser offenses. I think it's important to not use the word minor because it makes it seem like they're of less importance when they have less importance, yes. But I don't know, I see a distinction in the use of the word. I don't know why. Well, maybe I got that wrong. Maybe it's not something that I'm going to move ahead a little bit. I don't want to be in the left lane. Wait, are you driving? In a snowstorm? Yeah, actually, I was driving today all day in Fort Worth and Dallas, and they just had an ice storm, and so all the roads were covered with ice, and it started when Kathy and I were streaming. If you want to get some pictures of that, go to Kathy Southwestern, and you can see us driving around in the snow. I think I got part of the title on YouTube. And but yeah, but I'm driving on it because the weather went down to the 20s and teens, and so everything was being shut down, and they put on the salt too soon, and it got washed away. So they didn't go back and salt again because they used it up, I guess. I'm not sure what happened with that. But so everything became covered with ice and slipping and sliding. And so the first day, we didn't go out because, while it was happening, actually, we did go out and did food delivery while Kathy streamed, and I was with her. I'm not always with her when she streams, but so it's been an experience today because the roads are clear now. I'm driving. Some of the ones through Dallas, 3 lanes, in each direction, W. So up north, this was a nothing thing. But they also get rid of it fast right away. There's plows everywhere in Vermont, people with plows that are plowing out their little towns right away. They're industrious. See, it wanted me to get off there, that son of a gun. I don't know. I just in the neighborhoods or like ice skating rings. Something that wanted to learn to ice skate probably could do is, could tough it out. I saw people playing in it. I saw some people with like a big air mattress. They were going to go down this hill. People playing in the street with sleds, and I grew up having snow, lots of snow. I used to sometimes, because of the way that the drifts would form, sometimes the drifts were bigger than the cars. That would happen like twice a year during the winter on Long Island. In New York. And I'd build tunnels underneath them. So we did the same thing with dirt bombs. We had this spot where we would throw dirt bombs, over at the other kids across the street. I don't think anybody ever got hurt. We didn't do that often. It was basically a water reservoir for overflow from all the drainage of the suburban town of Plainview, New York. And so you had steep hills because it was deep. And there wasn't water in it most of the time. And there were these sewer, big like sewer, but it wasn't for sewage for, feces or anything like that. It was just for the overflow from all the drainage systems on the streets. My cousin lost his finger on a manhole cover in Queens. And he was trying to pick it up with his friends. So the snow to me is, but I don't like driving in it. I mean, I like it when I like it. I mean, I do like it. When I opened the back of our motorhome to look at the trees behind us, I was expecting to see the trees all the branches covered with ice, because that's the kind of ice storms that we would have in Vermont. To where the branches were all covered. Anyway, let me get on to the chat room instead of just yapping about my vehicle's childhood. Clay Monster Animations. Hi, what are you? What are I? What are I? What are you? What are you? What are you? Okay. Don't bother with that? Yeah, I'm good to drive. Why? I drive all day long. Okay, so message deleted by Kathy deleted a message, okay. Is the message restricted to? And Kathy deleted a message. Oh my gosh, you've been busy. Holy smokes. Oh, so I got some, wow. Okay, so getting some attack here. I don't, say that. Stay safe. Thank you, Double Good. Hi, Casey. Too many jerks saying shit they don't need to. I got you. I want to go with you tomorrow and support you and help you, babe. Didn't you say to me something about I don't need to do that? Play? Yeah, there's no reason that, you know, I mean, people get their beef off with me, you know, they get to have fun and say stupid stuff, and then others, you know, well, it is hard to take. You know, it's like the next level sets it up to where the only reason it's not impossible to become of one mind with them is because they set it up and they support what grows. They are true benevolent farmers. Now, a benevolent farmer, you know, has to, it's going to use everything, like the dregs get used as fertilizer. So I think that's what the lower forces are like. I can't remember if I heard Tiendo talk about it that way, as them being the fertilizer. But I'm using those specific words. They will waste, yes. So I mean, you know, and they are used to stimulate growth in the human kingdom. By having adversity, that's how we have free choice. When we can become the opposite of what the next level want us to become. They want us to become members that they are, well, they don't want it for their self-satisfaction. That just comes with the territory. That there is a lot of self-satisfaction, and of course, so that's what people are generating, right? Or looking for in a lot of ways. And you know, become what we want to become. Whether that's, you know, gaining money or respect or what might be called by some, you know, becoming teachers of all different things. You know, that then people look up to them and what they say and think and you know, like be and yet, the reason why the program works is because it has to be becoming a non-seed-bearing plant by one's desire. Not because they're supposed to, in order to get some result. No, it's because they see the value of it and they want to go in that direction, whatever that direction is, in self-improvement, in terms of behaviors and ways, and how we act towards one another. Those are the most essential behaviors and ways to master. I'm not saying become numb to feelings about things that are happening. No, I guess what I'm trying to say is that And so how do we do that? Well, by being a human, we're doing school of learning how to be civilized and not primitive and, are like not wanting to be living by deceiving others. I can hear the influences yelling at me. But what I'm talking about is, I mean, look at the government is the biggest example of deceit that we probably have. It's riddled with deceit. There's tons of deceit happening. And now it's coming to light in the next wave with what started in Minneapolis. That has history there. So, I mean, if that's what somebody wants to, who's to say who's giving? Well, if one is asking for the will of the next level, then if they feel led to do something and go somewhere, I think they should examine it carefully. Because you're only going to see goodness in it. You're not going to see provoking people. I mean, even though, I still can't, I don't believe yet. I want to see the evidence. And I think somebody will get it. If the footage exists that shows they were like going through neighborhoods, door to door, looking for brown-skinned people, than I thought, in that direction. I don't know if it's going to go in that direction, how much it's going to go in that direction. I mean, the next level can tweak things so that they don't go downhill that fast. And how do you tweak things? Well, take all those people that believe that they're talking to the God that is of Jesus. Even in theory. Well, they're actually asking then for that guidance. So the next level can take that and they can give them this administration and other administrations have compromised their conscience so many times that, I mean, we have been conditioned after all. I mean, I thought, the shooting of all the individuals from Rodney King on, that became the riots that happened right before, was that 2019, right before COVID hit? I'm putting out the thought, take them back. Go back. Let's start over again. with the ice. And see if Tim Walz and the other individual, the mayor, I forgot his name, will come to the table in a public discussion covered by all the media, and they can have other people from other cities join it and figure out whether they want to enforce what laws need to be modified, or the ways of doing it need to be modified. Kathy studied Manson. I didn't. I never have. I mean, I know the story. I know I think he wrote that, right? A book called Helter Skelter, where he was calling that the movement or the end of the world kind of thing. And he wasn't wrong. I mean, a lot of people that get ideas can be getting accurate ideas about things. I mean, that's throughout the human kingdom. Not just one person receives help to, manufacture a light bulb, how to harness electricity. So I don't know what direction the next level is going to let it go. See, if the next level didn't interfere, or there may be enough goodness still in people to where they'll start to be more vocal about what ICE is doing, even from the MAGA people, even from the Trump, believers. I mean, shooting, I don't think they have a conscience. I don't think they have souls. This level will give one to. See, so it's not unfair. It's not like some humans are inferior. It's that some vehicles have certain programming, certain development in the mind, certain mind awareness, development, recognition of things that we can't touch and feed, instrument that could actually capture someone's dreams or capture a dog's dreams. Let's see. Hi, Kathy Southwestern. Distracted. Like boulders. Of course, anybody from the north knows that. So what's next? Is there anything else happening in the chat? I guess not. So that don't look good. That looks slick. I'm almost at my turn. Yep, all through this. I didn't bring the stick to actually put what I'm doing. "26 minutes away." Yep, I don't guess I have anything else in me that I want to. I'm pretty tired, and it's ice. Okay, well, was able to slow down soon enough. See, I think of that, doing that, as like I'm going into telling a story, and that story has a little more seriousness in it. Or maybe not seriousness isn't the word for it. Those connote something to work through, work on. Holy smokes. It's like the higher notes, all about frequency. She didn't say that. She was just, you can hear it in the audio tapes. We're circling the word frequency in the tape log. You should find what tape that's in, and those tapes might be available somewhere. think they are. You just have to search for them. You have to ask the next level to help you find them. Because I can't help you with that. Because I'm being sued for doing that. So, folks, If I play too much, then I'm going to wear the harmonica out. So I should talk about something, right? Let me see if there's anything new in the chat. You probably all left because I wasn't talking. It was like, what happened to him? Hello, Krell. Actually, you were there before, and I was. Yeah, so I guess I'm gonna end it because I'm now still 14 minutes away. But all right, yeah, I'm sorry. I don't really have anything to bring up. If someone has a question or something, you can put it in there in the next minute. Otherwise, I'll be saying sayonara. Good night, folks.